the Dean of the Valley, Tanya Warren, who's been around the Valley longer than anyone. Coach Warren with UNI, thank you for being with us on the preview show.
Thanks for having me, Debbie. Great to see you.
I mean, Tanya, come on. How many preview shows have you done? Like, this is like, right? Like, this is us every year.
Every year. And I love it.
It's fun. You've got a great group. What makes this group so special?
Oh, man. There's so many things. They're just a great group of young women. They work hard. They enjoy being around each other. They have more questions than answers. They want to get better. They're loyal. They're just committed not only to each other and to our program, but to this community. You know, and I do want to say this because I'm really, really proud of this. This team is 6th in the country in team GPA. We had a 3.83 last semester and a 3.77 cum. And I just don't think it gets talked about enough what these young women do, not only on the floor, but off the floor in terms of the academic piece. Just incredible.
All right, so let's talk about that a little bit, because that is a part of the well-being total student athlete experience. And, you know, talking to Maya McDermott and Grace Boffeli, those are two terrific role models that represent what a student athlete is all about. Grace is doing student teaching.
Yes.
Maya's getting ready for next. I mean, talk about that a little bit, about why that's so important to you.
Well, one of the things that we talk about from day one, early and often, is we want to be in the top 25 in team GPA every year. And I think 14 out of the 17 years we have been. But that's a credit to the young women. That's a credit to their commitment. That's credit to them believing in something more than just themselves, being committed to the classroom. It's hard, you know, when you get into season, and we were in the bulk part of our season when we finished with the 3.83. You're traveling. Sometimes you're getting home late. You have an 8 o'clock class. Just the discipline that these young women instill every single day. They understand it's not just about basketball, but it's about the academic piece and the overall well-being as a person. Basketball is something we get to do and enjoy every single day together, but it's bigger than that. They know that the education piece, no one can take their degree from them. Records are going to be broken, but their degree is something no one can ever take from them. And that's something that we talk about on an everyday basis.
You know, Tanya, because I've known you for so long, I know that you work on your culture every day, and the character of your student athletes is highly important to you, as you just stated. Last year was a unique and different year for you guys. You didn't win at the level that you're accustomed to winning. Yeah. A lot of that had to do with injuries. Some other things just didn't go your way. What did you learn from that?
Well, I learned that this team has a lot of heart, and sometimes you can't control everything, but you control what you can control. For the first time in the history of our program, we were in the midst of a 9-game losing streak. And things could have went a lot differently. We could have felt sorry for ourselves. We had key injuries. We just had a bad storm. We was faced with a bad storm. And I tell them all the time, adversity will either develop or destroy, and the latter's not an option for our program. And we found a way to stick together, and we found out a lot about ourselves, a lot of love, a lot of self-talk, and staying positive, controlling what we can control. And we found a way to get ourselves out of it, and was able to finish above 500. And if you'd have told us that in the midst of the 9-game losing streak, I don't know that anybody outside would have believed you, but this team believed. And I just have to give them a lot of credit for their heart and their commitment and their ability to overcome adversity every single day.
All those things that you just talked about could be variables, but they're constants in your program because that's the way you approach every day. So, and the other thing is loading up the non-conference schedule. It's impressive. You're going to play all the Power Four, and you're going to have some success. Some of those teams, you know, that you stack up well against. Yeah. Why do you keep playing that tough schedule every year? And what is fun about that approach to the non-conference that prepares you for the Valley?
Well, our goal is postseason and try to get to the NCAA tournament. And we know that the Valley's tough from top to bottom. And we feel that playing this type of schedule better prepares us for a very good Valley schedule. But it also, if we can win a couple of those basketball games and do what we feel that we're capable of doing in the league, then that puts us in the talk for at-large bid. And you always want to be in the conversation. Whatever happens, happens, but you want to be in the conversation. And that's why we play the non-conference schedule that we do.
Tanya, I always say this. I mean, I said you're the dean of the league. You've been around the league as a player. You've been around the league as a coach. You've been around the league longer than anyone. And that's not stating, the age thing. That's just the quality of the life, the quality of the competition, the quality of everything around the Valley. You find yourself in a lot of ways the spokesperson for the Valley because you've been around the longest. What do you tell people about the Missouri Valley and about the competitiveness of this league?
Well, this is a very skilled league, well-coached league, hard-working league. And this league wins a lot of basketball games. There's no one on this schedule that you can just not prepare for. These teams are well coached, they're very skilled, and they're hardworking. And I'll take our league up against anybody, anytime, because I believe in our coaches and I believe in the young women in this league.
Tanya, this is a league that returns a lot of its top players. You have your top players back. Drake has theirs back.
Yeah.
Murray State with Caitlin Young is a player that people around the Valley are getting to learn about. Belmont is always top in the league, right? So you could keep going on and on. Like there's great talent in this league. It's exciting. You live in Iowa. They love hoops. You're going to have some games that people are circling that they're going to build their family vacations and their, what they do with their schedules around it. It's so exciting. What have you enjoyed the most about all of that synergy coming together?
Well, it's very exciting. What Drake has done. And when you look at the 4 state schools and the quality of basketball programs in our state, it's up there. I mean, there's good quality basketball in the state. Not to mention this league. It's just exciting being able to coach against some of the best coaches in the country. And you have to be scouting report detailed, and you have to be able to make in-game adjustments because the coaches in this league are so good. And that in itself is exciting. Just being able to go against some of the top coaches, and the players are going to be ready. That. But just being able to come up with different schemes for different opponents is extremely exciting. And that's why I do what I do. I love what I get to do on an everyday basis. And it has a lot to do with a lot of the coaches in this league.
I saw your players wearing we, us, and ours. Explain what that means for your theme this year.
Well, it's not about I. It's not about me. It's about we, us, ours. We own this. Not individually, we own this, and we are committed to this together.
Tanya, it's a first-class league with first-class competition and first-class people across the board, including you and your program. Thank you so much for being with us on the preview show.
Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate you.
Grace Boffeli. You're going to hear her name a lot this year in the Missouri Valley as UNI takes on one of the most challenging schedules in the non-conference. Grace, it's so good to see you.
Thanks for having me. It's good to see you too.
Oh man. I mean, I love spending time with you. I got to spend some extra time with you last year when we broke down your game and Maya McDermott, your point guard's game, who happens to be your roommate. You guys got great chemistry. Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's just because freshman year, we were really good friends. Sophomore year until now, we're roommates. And I think just our friendship now just leads us onto the court, our chemistry. And we're 2 really good, pretty big leaders on the court. And all the rest of the team follows us. So we're important, and we just need to keep being leaders for the rest of the team.
Oh, I know you're incredible leaders, and I know this is going to be a special year. You missed a good portion of last year with injury. How are you feeling, and what can we look forward to?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm 100% back. I did a lot of rehab and treatment in the summer. And my shoulder's feeling perfectly fine now. So I'm excited for the season.
One of the things I love watching is the way you and Maya navigate the floor and the space together. You have this really good chemistry off the court, but you have it on the court as well. Tell us a little bit about the 2-man game and how you two read each other. What indicators might show how you're going to roll or how you're going to pop?
Yeah, the special thing about me and Maya is if the defenders are stopping me, then she's going to be open for the open shot, and vice versa. If they're doubling her, then someone else on the team is going to be open. So that's just special about having two really big players on the court at the same time, and our chemistry just dictates what we do. We do a lot of ball screens together because if they stop the roll, then her shot's open, and so yeah, a lot of ball screens with her.
You have an incredible schedule in front of you, and you always do. Last year, not getting to play the full season had to have helped you learn something about yourself and about your skill set. What did you learn not playing last year that will better prepare you for the non-conference schedule this year?
I think the biggest thing I learned from missing quite a few games is just don't take anything for granted, because you don't know what's going to happen. One play and you could be out. So just going into every game, every practice, every lift, I'm just not taking anything for granted, and I'm just enjoying every moment with my team and coaches.
Grace, you're also working on your life after basketball, when you're done playing, you're student teaching right now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm doing 8 weeks of student teaching right now. My workouts, my lifting, my conditioning, I'm waking up pretty early in the mornings and coming straight to practice or straight to teaching. And then mid-October, I'm done student teaching and I'll play the season. And then after the season, I'll continue student teaching from like March to May.
And tell us what you're teaching, where you're teaching. Tell us all about your classroom.
I'm teaching 6th grade in Cedar Falls. And yeah, I just love the kids. I love my mentor teacher, and it's a really good experience so far.
Well, what are you teaching? Like, is it just general, all courses, all academics?
Yeah, we teach math, we teach ELA, social studies. Yeah.
Are you smarter than a 6th grader?
Sometimes I actually have to like study the lesson beforehand, but yeah, I like it a lot.
Grace, you always have had great personality on the floor, and it's infectious. And it's a great quality for a really good leader. Where does your motivation come from to always bring that energy?
I think I just always want to work hard just to inspire younger people. I don't like to give up possessions. I work hard. So I just think inspiring others and just being a role model for others is my why.
This is going to be a special year for UNI. What will make it the most special as you get ready to conclude your career and get prepared for life after hoops?
I think just enjoying every moment. My roommates, it's our last year, so just enjoying every practice, every lift, because it's going to go by quick. So just enjoying every moment, and obviously the biggest goal is to win a conference championship.
Grace, I have a feeling that you have embraced every resource and every opportunity around your experience as a college athlete, and not everyone does that. Why did you take the time to make sure that you explored every single aspect of being a student athlete so that you could be better prepared for whatever's next?
Yeah, I just think trying new things and just reaching out to everyone in college is super important, because I want to have the best experience, and I definitely have. So just reaching out and making memories with my coaches and teammates, that's been a really big thing. And yeah, I've had an amazing time at UNI so far.
Grace Boffeli, we'll be looking for you across the Missouri Valley landscape. Thanks for being with us on the preview show.
Thank you, Debbie.
Maya McDermott, one of the top point guards, not just in the Valley, but in the entire country. Maya, thank you for being with us on the preview show.
Thank you for having me, Debbie. Good to see you.
Okay, it's always great to see you. Listen, I'm not going to give you a hard time, but I am going to give you a hard time. Are you going to be healthy this year? Like, what have we done to stay healthy?
Yeah, no, I am. I've stayed a lot in the training room, and we're really excited. I'm going to be healthy this year for sure.
Yeah, it's not just your skill set that you need to work on, but as a D1 athlete, there's so many other parts that go with it. Mm-hmm. You've learned that you have to stay healthy for your team to have success. What did you do differently in your training and your preparation this year to make sure that you are staying healthy?
Taking care of my body. Coach Warren emphasizes that at the end of every practice, and just ice bathing, booting, doing all the things that I can to get my body to feel right for the next day.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone knows how much goes into what we see on the floor, right? Because there's the 40 minutes of the game, but then the countless number of hours that you do spend in the training room with the strength and conditioning, all the things that you do. What's the most challenging part of all of that?
For me, I think the biggest step I've taken is the protein and the eating aspect of it. I think people don't understand what you need to put in your body, and that's something that I've taken a jump with my strength and conditioning coach. He has me lifting once or twice in a day, and then eating the right things and putting the right things in my body, and getting good enough sleep. So I think those are really big factors that I've been really toning in on.
I would count that as 5 workouts in one day. Couple of lifts.
Yeah.
The trainer is 3. The nutrition is 4 with the sleep, which would count there. And then there's the actual physical on the floor with your teammates. All those components are equally important. Let's talk about your skill set a little bit, because that is at a high level and an elite level as well. What did you add to your game?
A lot of left-handed stuff. I mean, I think my left hand is something that I need to use more, getting downhill and going left and just getting into contact. I mean, free throws are one of my biggest strengths, and getting contact and getting the line more, I think, is what we need. And as a team as well, we've been working a lot on our free throws. And yeah.
You guys are a balanced team. You've got interior scoring. You've got great 3-point shooting. You can play at any pace.
Yeah.
Obviously, Coach Warren cares about defense, but you and I are going to talk about that here, okay?
I don't know if I'm going to talk about defense today.
Yeah, we're not talking about defense today. I want to talk about the chemistry between you and Grace and your 2-man game, and how that comes into play inside the system, or when you need to break off a play at the late shot clock.
Yeah, we late shot clock. Coach Oakland has a few plays for us that we can get into. Grace and I just have chemistry because we're such good friends off the court. We're roommates. I see her every day. I mean, not right now a whole lot because she's student teaching, but just that friendship that we have. We trust each other on and off the court. We're loyal, and we're just so excited. Our passion for the game is very similar. We hate losing, and we're very, very competitive, and I think that brings us closer together. And when we get on that court, we just don't want to lose. We don't want to back down, and a lot of people see us as underdogs, and we take that and run with it. So we've always had that connection, and we're excited.
You use the term underdog, and I would say that's probably true based on the schedule that Coach puts in front of you guys every year, particularly in the non-conference.
Yeah.
What is so much fun about playing in that role, especially in the non-conference? Because when you get to conference, it switches.
Exactly. Those big schools for us are huge. Our goal is to get an at-large bid, and obviously the bigger goal is to win a conference championship. So those teams in the non-conference, we have to take day by day and game by game, and those teams help us try to compete for that conference championship in the end. So they may be bigger, they may be more athletic than us, but we just want to go out there and compete no matter what.
I'm looking forward to watching you this year, and we're keeping our fingers crossed all across the valley for a healthy UNI. Thank you so much for being with us on the preview show.
Thanks, Debbie. Appreciate it. Have a good one.